Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
So there are 9 participants. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, shall we start then?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. If you have any difficulty, you can mention in the chat or after the session. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We are going to learn about the asthma. So today's objective are, so exactly what is asthma, incidence of asthma, triggering factor, type of asthma, pathogenesis, clinical manifestation, diagnosis, investigation and management of asthma. So what is asthma? Asthma is a chronic inflammatory disorder of the airway. The chronic inflammation causes an increase in the airway hyperresponsiveness that lead to the recurrent episodes of wheezing, breathlessness, chest tightness, cough, particularly at night or early in the morning. It is not compulsory that asthma attack come in the night or night only or early in the morning only, but majority of it is seen that it is occur in night and early in the morning. All of you, please unmute yourself. So incidence, sorry. Asthma affect an estimate 25,000 Indian every year, and this number is likely to increase by 50% by the year of 2016. So like right now it's 2020, so it is increasing day by day. So among adult, women have 30% greater prevalence of asthma than the male. So how asthma triggers? So asthma triggers by multiple things like smoke, cold, exercise, strong emotions like stress or any tension, uh, pets, pets money, cat, dog, change of weather, cold weather, mold, pollens, cockroaches, food allergens, dust, strong smells. So these are the mainly triggers factor for the asthma. So what are the types of asthma?
हेलो
Hello.
मैम टॉपिक क्या है
Okay, you join right now. Our topic
यस
is
मैम
asthma.
ओके थैंक यू मैम
Shall we move ahead? So we are talking about the asthma triggers. So there are multiple asthmatic triggers. So what are the types of asthma? There are different types of the asthma. You have to understand the types of asthma so that you can diagnose the asthma properly and the way you can give the treatment to the patient. For example, if the patient come to you with an allergy that he is triggered by some allergens, so there are the allergic asthma. Other are if the patient present only with a cough, so patient may be suffering from the only cough asthma. So there are different types of asthma. So first is allergic asthma, which is also called as the extrinsic asthma. So when the symptoms are induced by a hyperimmune response to the inhalation of the specific allergens, as we already see in the triggering factors. So allergens mean pollen grains or the dust particles or any pet, because of the pet, if it goes into your nose and it causes the allergic asthma. So type 1 immediate hypersensitive reaction is the basis of the IgE. So when we taste the for allergic asthmatic, so you will see the IgE level raised in allergic asthma. Non-allergic asthma, which is also called as the intrinsic asthma. This type of the asthma is triggered by the presence of irritants in the air that are not related to allergens. So it triggers by the presence of irritants in the air. Irritants in the air mean air pollutions, you can say. So it is not caused by any allergic. These irritants stimulate the parasympathetic nerve fiber in the airway, which causes the bronchoconstriction and the inflammation. So, what happened when the irritant goes into your nose and then followed through your throat and then into it stimulates the parasympathetic nerve fiber, which causes the bronchoconstriction and the inflammation. Please unmute yourself. So please mute yourself. So these are the non-allergic asthma. Next is mixed asthma. So mixed asthma is the combination of the both allergic and non-allergic asthma. This is the most common form of the asthma. So there are multiple type of the patient which come with a mixed asthma. They are allergic to paint also, allergic to dust also, and even their asthma triggers by the air pollutions or any air particles also. So these type of the patients you get more. So cough variant asthma. So what is cough variant asthma? This does not have a classical symptoms of asthma. As you all know, I think the most common symptoms of the asthma is wheezing and the breathlessness, that is shortness of the breath. But in cough variant asthma, there is only characteristic of one symptom, that is persistent dry cough. And how's the cough? The cough is non-productive, nocturnal, and exercise-induced or the allergens. And the triggering factor for this is the respiratory infection and the allergens. Next is the exercise-induced asthma. So exercise-induced asthma affect the person during or after the physical activity. So when the person do any type of the exercise like walking or jumping or any type of the exercise, when the person do, then the asthma triggers.
मॅम डिस्टर्ब होते कोणाचा आवाज येते मध्ये
Yes, please unmute you. Please mute Jayesh, I think. Just a second, I do the setting.
यस मॅम प्लीज
Yeah. Okay. So cough variant asthma, which are triggering factor by the respiratory infection and the allergens. So respiratory infection means any type of the infection. Like if person is allergic to paint, allergic to dust, or any allergens like pollen grains. In many like farming cities, you can see the allergens or any air pollution that cough variant asthma has triggered. Exercise-induced asthma affect the person during or after the physical activity. Like physical activity, any physical activity, like person may be walking or maybe jumping or doing any exercise, so that it induces the asthma. Nocturnal asthma, which is characterized by symptoms can get worse at the night. Those who suffer from the nocturnal asthma can also experience the symptoms anytime. Nocturnal asthma is mainly asthma which cause at the night, only at the night. And the symptoms may get worse at the night. Symptoms may present at the morning also, but it get worse at the night, which called as a nocturnal asthma. Occupational asthma, which is induced by the triggers that exist in the person workplace, including the textile, farming, and the woodworking. So you see many patients who come to you by the complaining of the asthma. So the history is important. for diagnosis or for characterize the what type of the asthma person having. So maybe person's working in any textile company and he's come with the asthma, and you ask many questions like, do you have any allergy? And if the person may or may not be having any allergy, but if you see the occupation, that person is working in a textile or any farming and woodworking, so you can diagnose the patient as the occupational asthma. So as Dr. Henman also says, the history. So history is very important. So occupational, when we ask, we diagnose the patient at a different type of the asthma. Till now, any confusion?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Other participant, any have any confusion?
No, ma'am.
So we move ahead by the pathogenesis. So how asthma triggers? So as you see in the image, this is the normal lung, okay? And this is the asthmatic lung. You can see in the normal lungs, the muscles are relaxed, and in asthmatic lung, the muscles are tightened. So whenever the asthmatic attack comes, or in an asthmatic patient, you see the tightness of the muscle, but whereas in the normal lung, the muscles are very relaxed. There are normal lining and normal amount of the mucus, okay, in a airway passage. As in the last lecture we see about the bronchioles and alveoli, so there are normal amount of the mucus, but here in a asthmatic lung there are swollen lining and the excess of the mucus. So in asthmatic lung, you see the excess mucus and the swallow lining with the muscle tightness. Anyone have any confusion?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, please mute yourself. So, what happened in asthma, there are the different environmental factor and the genetic factor. Genetic factor, you see the many patients which come that the grandmother also the asthma, the mother also have asthma, and the patient also have the asthma. So the genetic factor play an important role in the respiratory condition, even in the asthmatic condition. So environmental factor means any pollen factor, any triggering factor like peat or any dust particles or anything which trigger the asthma. So that environmental factor and the genetic factor causes the bronchial inflammation. And that bronchial inflammation causes the bronchial hypersensitivity plus the triggering factor, which causes the edema and bronchoconstriction, and which releases the mucus production, which increases the mucus production. And when mucus production occur in the bronchioles or the bronchioles, so which causes the airway narrows. So when the airway narrows, you have a difficulty in O2 and the CO2 inhalation and exhalation, which causes the symptoms. So which symptoms causes? It causes the cough, it causes the wheezing, it causes the breathlessness, and it causes the chest tightness. So the bronchial inflammation causes the edema. Edema causes the narrowing of the airway, which difficulty in oxygen and the CO2 inhalation and the exhalation process, which causes these symptoms. So you see, this is the normal airway. This is the muscle, air wall, and the lung. So air wall is normal lining and the muscles are normal. But in an asthmatic, there is normal airway. So the limited airflow, as I earlier said, CO2 and the O2 inhalation and exhalation are difficult because of this narrow airway, which tighten the muscle construction airway, and because of the inflammation, there is lot of mucus production. Okay. So these are the main cause which causes the symptoms of the asthma. So clinical manifestation, the symptoms causes wheezing, dyspnea, cough, chest tightness, expiration may be prolonged, and secretion may be white, thick, tinnitus, cheilitis, and mucus. So So why wheezing cause? The wheezing cause because of the normal airway passage, which difficulty in O2 and the CO2 inhalation and exhalation causes the sound like wheezing. Dyspnea is the breathlessness. There is constriction of the bronchioles, which difficulty in breathing. So difficulty in O2 consumption, difficulty in CO2 exhalation. So which of these causes the dyspnea? Why cough causes in asthma? Because of the increased secretion of the mucus. You see, there are increased secretion of the mucus because of the inflamed airway and the narrow airway and the tightened muscle causes the mucus secretion, and that lead to the chest tightness. Okay. So you have to understand the MRC classification. So what is MRC classification? MRC classification is the Modified Medical Research Council. Why this MRC classification is important? Because when we grade the dyspnea, we can easily diagnose the patient, and which easily we get the proper treatment. We can give the proper treatment to the patient. So MRC classification said there are different grades of dyspnea, breathlessness. Okay, so there are the grades 1 to grade 5. So what is grade 1? So grade 1 is breathlessness when hurrying at the level or walking up a slight hill. Grade 2 is breathlessness when walking with the people of own age or on the level ground. Grade 3, walk slower than the peers or stop when walking on a flat at own pace. Grade 4 is stop after the walking of 100 meters or a few minutes on the level. And grade 5 is too breathlessness to leave the house. So even his true breathlessness to wash or to dress or to do any work. So why this is important, MRC classification? For example, if you see the person is not able to do any type of the work, like he is not able to dress or not able to wash himself or not able to hold anything, he is breathlessness by doing that also only. So that patient needs the emergency care. So that patient we can't treat by any, like only with the treatment, only with the homeopathic treatment or only with the drugs. So that patient needs the special treatment. That patient may need the oxygen level or may need the emergency level. For if the person came to you with a breathlessness, his breathlessness by walking up or by the slightest hill, so you can grade that patient as a, this is the condition of the grade 1 patient according to MRC classification. So in grade 1 condition, if patient comes, so you can actually diagnose that patient that, okay, this patient is come to us with a dyspnea grade 1. So we can treat with the homeopathic treatment, with the homeopathic medicines or the allopathic medication. So these grades are very important for the treatment purpose. Any confusion in that? Any confusion?
No, ma'am.
Any questions? Anyone having any confusion?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we go ahead. So there are different type of the investigations or we call it as the diagnostic studies for the asthma. So what is that? So mainly the history. So history is important. As I earlier said, the genetic factor is important, occupation is important. So the history taking or the history of the patient is important. Next is the physical examination. We can diagnose the asthmatic patient by the clinical presentation only. So for example, the patient coming with a wheezing, patient coming with a cough, or patient coming with chest tightening. So you can diagnose the patient as a asthma. But there are multiple tests available which confirm the diagnostic studies of the asthma. So what is that? So pulmonary function test. Pulmonary function test included the peak expiratory flow rate, the forced expiratory volume in the first second, the maximal mid expiratory flow rate. In the previous section, we see the normal vital capacity or the normal expiratory rate. So in this pulmonary function test, it is important, which in asthmatic condition, all are decreased in the asthma. Next is exercise test. It is mainly done with the children only. The children should run for a 6 minute on a treadmill and at a workload sufficient to increase the heart rate above the 160 ppm. Next is arterial blood gas. So in a arterial blood gas, in mild asthma it is not detected, but in a severe asthmatic condition like in a grade 4 or in a grade 5 dyspnea condition, we see the hypoxemia and the hypocarbemia. Blood test. In atopic asthma means in allergic asthma, it increases the eosinophil and elevated serum IgE level. And in severe asthmatic attack, it elevated the antidiuretic hormone. Next is the sputum test. So sputum test is elevated the eosinophils and the gram stain and the bread stain sputum smear is indicated. Skin test is done whereas to identify the allergic cause in the asthmatic. And in a chest X-ray done, in chest X-ray, there is no confirmatory diagnosis for the asthma, but you can see in acute episode and in a chronic severe cases, there over-inflammation detected for the both lung or the affected lung. So chest X-ray is not done for the diagnosis of the asthma, but you can see the over-inflammation. So what is the treatment for this? So in a pharmacological condition, the treatment is bronchodilator or the anti-inflammatory drug. The allopathic physicians give the bronchodilator, anti-inflammatory drug or the corticosteroid or the plain nebulization they give. But in a homeopathic point of view, there are multiple drugs like arsenic album, ipecac, pulsatilla, spongia, coffee, carbobate, chamomilla, natrum sulph, etc. So I'm gonna taking the 2 drugs, but you all have to prepare these all drugs for the asthmatic condition. When you write in an exam, they will ask about the theraps of asthma. So these drugs are very essential. So when the asthmatic patient comes, so how you indicate the arsenic album? The arsenic album, a person needing this remedy can feel the exhausted, get to be very restless and anxious. Breathing problems tends to be worse while lying down, better when sitting up, and may begin or be the most intense between the midnight and the 2 a.m. So this person is worse at the midnight and the 2 a.m. So you can think about the nocturnal asthma or any allergic asthma for this arsenic album condition. So dry wheezing may progress to the cough that brings up frothy whitish fluid. So it also indicated in a cough variant asthma. The person can be thirsty, talking, frequent tiny seeds. General chilliness is usually seen with a burning pain in the chest and the heat in the head. Warmth often brings the improvement. So these are patients are better by the warmth and the infected by the cold. Whereas second remedy is Spongia tosta, a hard or barking cough during an attack is a strong indication of this remedy. So this remedy is indicated in the cough variant asthma. Breathing can be labored with a sieving sound and not much mucus is produced. The person may feel best when sitting up and tilting the head back or when leaning forward. Warm drinks may be helpful for the Spongia tosta patient. The problem often starts while the person is asleep. So typically before the midnight. The Spongia is often used in the croup as well. So this Spongia tosta is specifically a good remedy for the cough variant asthma. So these are the multiple homeopathic remedy which you should prepare. Any question?
Yes, ma'am.
Please ask.
Ma'am, in the investigation we have elevated ADH hormone. So why is it elevated?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Ma'am, in the investigation, you had
Okay.
Ma'am, what about attendance?
There are 34 participants, so you can give the attention on WhatsApp number as